All right, so today I'm making beef and broccoli stir fry. It's a great meal for pre-cooking, for meal prep. You can make a bunch of it and freeze it. It lasts a long time. In this recipe, I'm using frozen broccoli, but you can also, when you're cooking it, if you want to eat it when you're cooking it, like after you cook it, you eat it, you can just add fresh broccoli and let it sit for a little bit to soften. But in this recipe video, I'm actually showing how I do it as a meal prep, where you're going to add frozen broccoli so that it's not as mushy or anything later when you reheat it. So let's get started. So here are your ingredients. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, 2 teaspoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of ginger, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 large carrots, 3 to 4 green onions, 1 package of frozen broccoli florets, whatever size you want. If you want a lot of broccoli, then get a 2-pound bag. If you don't want as much, do a 1-pound bag. If you're gonna cook it and eat it right after you've cooked it, you wanna use fresh broccoli because it'll make it taste a whole lot better. Trust me on that one. And then lastly, you're gonna make yourself some basmati rice. Now, if you're gonna freeze this meal, you wanna make about 4 to 5 cups of rice, because when you portion it out, it's going to portion out to about 6 meals total if you double the recipe like I did here. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is in a bowl, you're going to combine your soy sauce, you're going to add your fish sauce, and then you're going to add your honey. And you whisk that together till you get it all incorporated and set that aside. And then get all your vegetables chopped up ahead of time. So chop the green onions and separate the greens from the white portions. And then you want to peel and chop the carrots into small pieces, and you set this aside. So you're going to get a skillet and put it on medium heat. And once that starts to get warm, you're going to add your sesame oil. And then once the sesame oil starts to get warm, then you're going to add your white part of your onions. Get this going until it starts to get aromatic. Once the onions become aromatic, then you're going to add your ground beef, and you want to break it up with a wooden spoon. Now, you cook this ground beef until it gets to almost completely done, but it's still a little pink, and you want to add your carrots, and you're going to add your ginger to the meat mix. Once the carrots get soft, then you're going to add your sauce mixture, the one you made earlier, and you mix that real well into the meat, and then you want to turn the fire down low and let this sit for just a couple of minutes. And the last thing you do is you take that green portion of the onions, you chop those up, and you're going to add it to this mixture as it's cooled, and then you want to mix it in thoroughly. Now, the last thing you're going to do is, if you're making pre-cooked meals, you're going to go ahead and portion out the meat with the rice in your containers, and then this is where I add the frozen broccoli. Now, if I'm cooking this to eat immediately, before I added the onions, I would actually add the broccoli, the fresh broccoli at that point, and make sure I stir it in and let it sit at a warm temperature until the broccoli starts to become soft, at which point I would then serve over rice with the onions sprinkled on top. So that's the only difference between the freezer meal and the ready-cooked dinner meal. So there you go, super simple meal, ready to freeze or enjoy immediately. Hope you guys like it.